welcome to episode 9 of the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Last time, I thought the trial was going to be coming to a close. I thought we were almost done. We had Jezaille cornered, but then she smashed the bottle because basically we were supposing, she put Curare in it. She put this Curare poison in it. She poisoned the guy through his molar, and we were going to bust her, but then she broke the bottle, and now the water's all absorbed into the English carpet. She's using the power of England against us, and now we are trying to prove that basically she turned the body around after she shot it from the front as a decoy to blame Rinnosuke, and now let's get going. That blessing was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this player stake reveal any other clues at all? Your Excellency, please wait. This play of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
The only thing that's cooking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I would not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I love how the judge of this era is actually more agreeable than the judge in the actual main games. I swear, our main judge, he would have been like, "That's it, you're guilty." But Judge, Mr. Wright, this woman is beautiful. She says you're guilty. You're guilty, Mr. Wright. No ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to jail. Bye. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beefsteak is this new clue to be found? Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. And the hallmark is from the Huayra, I believe. No, I don't mean what it is. I mean, what's it doing here? Wait, did you say it was from the Hawaii Koban? Yes, it's a part of the meat juice. And apart from the meat juice, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time today that there's been talk about Hawaii Koban. I heard of pearls or swine, but I never heard of bullion and bullion. And I don't think you ever will again. This is certainly extraordinary, though. This means...
Got it!
Good, sorry. Good gracious, that's...
Ah! Koban? What on earth?
A Hawaii-era one at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on that day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never even seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want no part of it. I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat. That could have been a careless mistake by the chef at the moment of distraction.
Objection!
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe in this that this happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hawaii Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If it turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel? A rare Hawaii Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll get my lawyer job right now. You don't even have a lawyer job.
Objection!
By all means, don't let it stop you. No one invited you anyways. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant.
Even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under the steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of this Koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is...
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antique dealer and the owner of Rasute, Kyoru Korekuda-san.
Kiryu, as in Mr. Cucumber something. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
Oh, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yeah, and that's gonna be revealed that the sergeant stole the coin. I'm sorry! Baby made me do it! Yes, father, take the coin! Use it to buy my dark artifacts! Of tremendous power and strength! The baby is turning into Gundam Tanaka. I am the baby Gundam Tanaka! Royal Overlord of Ice! And I will destroy you all with my icy magic! Let it go! Psh! Fires an ice spear right at the judge, takes him out. Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened, exactly the moment the gun was fired. The gunshot interested me not! It was too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure! Indeed, the Hawaii Air Koban, my prize coin! And this Hawaii Air Koban, do you mean to tell me?
Objection!
No, please, why would Korekuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and his plate? It makes no sense!
Yes!
Which is why I'm asking to bring Korekuta-san back to the witness stand, so that we can ask him and prolong this trial for another 5 hours. Really? Is this trial the game at this point? Officer, bring the witnesses that testified early back in here. Without a moment's delay. I can't believe we've come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of the Koban, we'll find a key. It's a key element in this case. The plates were swapped. Why can't we just come to that conclusion? The plates were swapped. This case has gone on for so long. Yes, baby's back. The real murderer's back. Baby. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Baby is upset. I was performing sacrifices for baby. Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Aido? Baby Aido! Baby needs dinner. Baby doesn't get dinner. Baby eats the hearts of all who cross his path. With my son telling healthy, he's fighting a pack of wolves. Baby could kill the wolves, and then baby would eat the wolves. Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness, and now I'm gonna have to stab a guy. I'll stab you all. And when cast from this courtroom, myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Raisutai's shop owner's existence. Realize me, Korekuta-san, something has come up to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Ransutai memory serves, have you ever seen this Koban? Whoa! Yes, that's it! That's the one, the very one, the exact way it is, and knife in the shoe. Father, are you going to let him take you down like that? Smite him, father! I will smite him with my dark powers! Melrose splendiferous Hawaii treasure that my rusty boat had to misplace that fateful day!
It can't be!
As I thought. Young man! Enlighten this decrepit old fool! Put me out of my misery! Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in those seasoned meat's juices. Sandwiched! Soaking! Meat! Seriously! Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Sorry, burped. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my Hawaii treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an inconsolable thing! Baby. Baby is the only one who did it.
Excuse me. Could I say something?
Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosanaga.
I mentioned this earlier in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah, yes, that's right, the secret undercover operation! La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau.
Wicked crimes indeed.
We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being afflicted.
So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it?
Yes, I took on the job of a waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Cuphead incident is the work of the same thief.
So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. Baby. Baby is the only one! The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief's part, but the identity of the person who stole and Korakuda-san's koban is all too clear.
What?
What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Korakuda-san's koban hidden under the stake?
Take that!
Baby! Obviously, it can only be you! The puppet of Baby! Sergeant Iwasa Nosa! But more specifically, the Baby! Baby is the ultimate criminal! What? How? How dare you! You monster! Baby will smite you now! Monster? I stole that koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadets? But it wasn't me. It was Aido! Aido was the master behind this! What? I made that as a joke! I didn't intend the game to actually run with it! I swear I predicted the joke. I knew Aido was up to no good. I knew Baby was up to crimes. I knew that Baby was planning something. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. No, it really is Baby. Please, you have to believe me. Father, I am not pleased by this. And then Baby comes and snaps his neck. Ah! Ah! Sorry. Ah! Clippity club, clippity club, clippity club, clippity club, clippity club. Baby will demand I will take you out. Baby snaps his back. Baby kills. Baby killed the man. And now for my moment of domination. Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Iris and Nosa, we're ready to stand down in Supreme Court, sir. Baby is the man, he's controlling my body. You have to stop him. Destroy them now, Nosa. Destroy them, father, and snap their necks in twain. Baby, the ultimate villain. I can't control Baby. I can't hold Baby back any longer. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it's expected to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant. The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days, I go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoy chopping my way to a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man and his koban. Yes, sir. E was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. I was so sad to leave the stake. I was halfway through the hour when it happened. Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket. I'd be fished. Aido too. Baby would be going to jail because Baby was playing all this. Baby was whispering the plans in my ear. He was telling me which people to steal from. Father, he looks rich. Steal from him, but Nosa. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double. I slipped it under the stake, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. You're dead, man! Not if Baby kills you first! And then Korakuda and Aido start fighting. Baby kills Korakuda. He snaps Korakuda's neck, just boom! He just snaps Korakuda's back.
This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time.
Well, Miss Brett?
Oh, of course, dear queen! Of course! How rude of us! I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all! May you see, gentlemen, please be excused, your excellency!
Indeed. The thief of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
Nonsense it is it?
And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it is beyond nonsense, it's pure madness.
I allowed some more gas. It smells like burning rubber. Very well. Now that all the questions concerning this witness's testimony has been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. And good day.
Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming. Oh no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. In that case, don't just stand there thinking, make your voice heard. Continue this trial for another 5 hours. Sorry, you can think later, but if you don't call her out now, it will be too late. The trial will be over.
Hold it!
Wait, Miss Brett!
What is it now?
I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. You said that 5 letters, just one last time. One last time. One last time. When can we end this case? Please, it's going on forever. Heck, turn about goodbyes I don't think went on this long. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago.
What are you talking about? What contradiction? Objection! What new nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke?
Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense, it's pure madness.
Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction. I'm going to need to see evidence, counsel. If Miss Brett's words are truly contradictory, where's the evidence to point to it?
Take that!
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed? Yes, go on. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs!
Not true. Doesn't something about the stake strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Notice what exactly, Counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course she is! She's a refined English gentlewoman herself!
Then take a good look at this steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there.
Ah!
Oh!
Damn. Ah!
It looks like Miss Brett has finally realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, weren't contemplating eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Objection!
But, what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't help her. Oh, whatever you say, dear queen. My queen. As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course! This will be over in the blink of an eye! CzarThwomp is dying!
Oh god, my throat's dying. Too much Winston pain! Too much ouchie. Gotta read that line.
I've had enough of your irritating little spectacle samurai relic.
Sorry, no!
Of course! My little queen!
Okay, there we go.
Rise adjourned! I'm about to put this ranking in his place. Just leave everything to...
What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Sorry, mucus. Yes, now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in the steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the blood stain, I know I saw somehow, seems to have disappeared. Sorry. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Yes, I believe these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of that phrase, typical Japanese empty threats.
How can you be so sure?
Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago.
Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet.
Hasn't been what?
But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd! This trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward!
Amen to that, Ouchie! I want this trial to end!
There can't be! I don't believe you haven't!
Objection!
I mean, I enjoy trials as much as the next guy, but I think this case is actually running longer than Spirit of Justice's first trial. And that trial was long because of cutscenes and tutorials for the freaking divination seance. I don't, but there's someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery in this case. Very well. I have a feeling that this will be my last request of the defense of this trial. Please, thank you.
Take that!
Counsel, I'm disappointed. But this then this is likely your last chance. I would have expected you to be taking this more seriously. Ah! It seems you need some waking up. As a penalty will help you focus your mind.
Ah! Now we've come this far. There's nothing more to say.
Okay, where's the save? Where's the save? Okay, sorry, where's the save? Where's the save? Ah, here it is.
And now, there's one person particularly provided with very piece of evidence. This is the last act of this trial, and you certainly censor Sage.
Okay.
Okay.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosanaga.
What? I haven't?
Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous.
And God, I'm coughing up.
That's not my blood on the platter. No, I'm not saying that.
Everyone's attention has been focused on the stake with the teeth marks. Yes.
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak, and as well as admitting to stealing Kurakuda-san's coin. He told us he slipped it under the steak.
You watch it, cadet! I'm a superior officer!
Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put the coin under, in fact, your own stake?
Attention! Affirmative, of course! I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still! I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it.
In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
But that makes no sense! That plate was taken from the victim's table!
Objection!
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunities to steal the coin.
Of course I didn't steal it! To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire!
Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly! Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over?
Baby would only do that!
You did switch the plates?
Well, after it happened, Baby did it! Baby made me do it! When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hid the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. I threw Baby in the oven. With military precision timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table.
What? You can't have! I never saw you do a thing!
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. I gave it the cool name. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, he did what had to be done. Baby made me do it.
Unbelievable!
Okay, please, let me end this. Or fear not, Prosecutor Son.
What now?
I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform that is all I did, sir.
All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant!
Yes!
So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, something that CzarThwomp came up with about 30 minutes ago, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table.
Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hosanaga.
Yes?
Earlier in this trial, you told the court this.
You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's stake after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That's to preserve the evidence. You had taken both.
Ah!
That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment she was shot. He was shot, sorry.
What could you plan that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat. It can't have the slightest bearing on this case.
Objection!
No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady.
I beg your pardon.
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the stake pen promises to prove such a problem for you, no?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembered seeing.
Thinks he remembers.
I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Mr. Wilson, there was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show us the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and the plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry for keeping you.
Here is the other steak in its plate. Please feel free to examine it.
The blood stain. It's clearly visible, look.
Yes!
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of this plate shows that the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruto-san to have shot the victim.
Ah! It can't be!
In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. You know, they could have just easily cut out the Carrera poisoning part, and they could have easily made it where it was, oh hey, here's the gunshot. Here's basically, we cut to the gunshot being the thing with the meat. We cut out a good chunk of the side thing. That's right, Miss Jezaille Brett. It's you! Okay, the case is finally over. Breakdown time.
Outdone by a Japanese, me by a Japanese schoolboy. No, no, no! Now, if you excuse me, my planet needs me. Ah! 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 Ah!
You can't do it.
Now my planet needs me.
Yes, this is happening. They haven't had breakdowns before. This is the first breakdown recorded in the Ace Attorney timeline.
Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost composure as my swan guided me across the room and caused me a fly. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth, this time. Okay, I'll go through the rest of this and then basically start the next episode, and then we can start the next chapter and then end it off from there.
Gladly, Your Excellency.
At least I won't have to do the ouchie voice / pain voice.
It was I who took the professor's life using career. As you surmise, I chose that particular day for one important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth that morning.
So you plan to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison will be found in his water, because career is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only need to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and now it will be all over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately, however. Before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That would be me, I suppose. You just had to say hi to the guy. You just had to say hi.
Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed.
You could have just said I have to use the bathroom.
In due course, the professor took one sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of career in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
And then Naruto, I knew I should have looked under there!
Under your skirt?
So I was right, there were 2 guns.
Yes.
And then I finished my coffee and got to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Place where you were sure that I would notice it.
And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I had intended. And then, just as you had bent down to pick it up,
that's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead.
naturally the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruto-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that joins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around.
Because of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from the front where he'd picked up the gun.
So there you have it. There's the entirety of my misdemeanor. Your Excellency,
Yes?
I wonder, might I speak with you in private later?
I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruto-san. No jail time for me. I don't go to jail.
It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement.
Yes, this can't be! Takatsuchi Aochi does not lose! Not like this rookie student!
And so began Ouchie's family line of losing to rookies. You'd better start getting used to tough opposition.
Ah! Ryunosuke Naruto!
What? Yes?
This ends up the Aochi family name! We'll never be forgotten! We will be tutorial enemies for you! And your descendants!
You've become conceited with age, Council, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Yes, you have been Winston pained. Now wear a horrible puke green suit. Now wear a horrible shade of yellow. That suit shall haunt you. 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchie clan will never measure up to the Naruto clan. And then basically, I can just imagine Winston when basically during that trial where basically Furio Tiguri was posing as Phoenix and Winston actually managed to win. I can just imagine Winston. He went home that evening. He found a picture of Ouchie. He was like,
Great-great-granddaddy! We did it! We defeated him! We defeated his family line! The curse has been lifted!
And then Pain kisses the photo. He kisses it. He blows out the candles next to the shrine.
My prayers have been answered!
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruto, presented an excellent case. I thank you, Your Excellency. Use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth as a modern methodology. After all, it's only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like I cannot begin to imagine. That's for you, the young, to pursue. Kazume Asogi. Yes? After this trial, you are sent to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why you look so grave all of a sudden? Ah, never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruto. Oh, yeah? In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruto. Yeah, they don't have the confetti. Confetti hasn't been invented yet. But then who's dropping the pedals? The score's now adjourned. Oh, finally! It's over! I mean, I have nothing against long Ace Attorney cases. I don't. But when it's the first case of the game that's around, basically, hey, we're teaching you the basics of the game. I expect to be a little on the shorter side. I mean, really. Even the investigation games, which are very heavily story-driven, and basically have it where the first cases do hold very significant importance to the overall plot, even they don't go on this long. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. What's happened? I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. Ha 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 ha! No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yumai University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. Ah, sorry. I don't know who's reading that. I don't know who's saying that.
Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruto-san's innocence.
Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result, too, you know. I am so thankful I changed Kazuma's voice. If I kept with the old voice, I would have been dead. My throat would have died a long time ago.
Oh no, I didn't do anything.
Thank you so much. If we hadn't had that research report on Miss Brett, I don't know how things would have turned out.
Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate.
Your father? Ah, yes, of course.
Forgive me for intruding on a court proceeding, Your Excellency. Susanna Mikotoba, judicial assistant with the defense.
Speak of Mikotoba. Oh, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruto, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you after all. Your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to my university, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. Professor Mikotoba said he overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson. Exactly. Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago. Now, besides, it's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happening to the woman? To Jezaille Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Oh yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but what do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? Shanghai? Jezaille Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? Why not? I don't know who's saying that. Inspector Hosonaga.
It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate.
But what's this all about consular jurisdiction?
We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes in Japan.
What? We can't try her? But then who? Who's gonna bring her to justice?
Sorry.
A British consular court will hear a case somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Then so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but that doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does she? Does it? Something strange is going on. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan? I'm afraid that for the young students. Today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it.
The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously.
But it's all gonna change from now on. We can make a change. This is a time of great turmoil. This new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. But Professor! You were right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Rino Nasuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start by having some fun.
In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. Just give me a good tip or I will smack you upside the head. Just remember, I can hide evidence. I know how to manipulate crime scenes. You're a detective, Hosanaga-san, aren't you? Ahem. Oh, don't worry, I will keep the blood out of your food. Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor?
Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none.
I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruto-san's release.
Oh yes, thank you. So Jezaille, Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma. Yes, Ria Nasuke? I just want to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made the difference. Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. Well, come on, be serious. If I had helped you today, it was only right after the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean. No, not me. All that tense verbal combat. I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do, that's all, because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean? That's the point. Listen, Ria Nasuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that a lawyer needs in order to win? A big sword? Knowledge of the law? No, the ability to believe. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. I can I can tear the earth asunder with a slam of my fist, but I cannot know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stop believing in me. Well, you face seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stop looking forward to the truth. And in the end, you found it, through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me, and because we never stopped talking, this case will never end. Thanks, Kazuma. There's something I want to ask you, actually. Ria Nasuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is... Ah, you're still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Hosanaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go! Thank you. We'll be right there. Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Ah, yes, that too. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma. Professor Mikotaba. Susato-san, who acted as my assistant. For 5 seconds. Inspector Hosanaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still. What? Really? It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through the trial. Yeah, now I imagine Hosanaga reads those memoirs and he just gets pissed off because he's like, yeah, because really, if it wasn't for him preserving that evidence, he would have been screwed. But more importantly, sorry, my headphones need to be adjusted. Okay, better. Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. The end. Okay. Defense debut awarded. Actually, you know what? I'll save my progress here and end it off. Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. Wait, why am I doing that? Why can't I just do that? Sorry. Yeah, as you can see, here's the save. Let's do that. Okay, let's see if that does anything. Okay, good. Here's episode 2. Anyways, no fancy art. Wait, what? Is it seriously gonna let us skip to the end of the game? Okay, that's a little sad. That we can skip to episode 3. We can skip to all the episodes. What the heck? Anyways, with that knowledge in mind, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer and I hope you come back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. With that, I'll see you next time. Bye.